Hey everyone. Okay, welcome. Again, it's raining here, so I had to switch my Wi-Fi around. I swear to God, if I get like a light breeze, it knocks my Wi-Fi out. I have the worst Wi-Fi in the world, so I wanted to make sure I didn't freeze. I don't know if I'm frozen right now. Okay, no, I'm not. So tonight we're gonna give a quick update on Chrissy and what's going on with her. Then we'll talk about a little bit of gossip that's been said about the show, and then we'll get into the recap of the show. So I'm gonna start the clock and then let the room load a little bit, and I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. And where's my clock? There it is. All right, so here we are. And I'm doing it solo right now because Cody is sleeping behind me. So it's all me tonight. It's been a long couple of days for us, so I lost my co-host, but that's okay. So let's just talk about Chrissy and what's going on with her real quick, and then we'll get to the other things. So I want to thank everybody for, donating and helping Chrissy out. I never thought that everybody would be this generous. Everyone's really gone the mile in trying to help her. I think we're at let me see, almost $8,000 raised. What I can say about it, because I know people are asking, she is still, she's going to be doing an update soon because I really don't want to speak for her. But I kind of just wanted to let people know that she will be making an update soon. She's very grateful and happy for the support that she's gotten. So I don't know what I can say and what I can't say because I don't want to jeopardize her in any way. But hopefully she will be out of the temporary place that she's in at the moment, and getting her stuff together. There's also the fact that she has to deal with lawyers now because of the divorce. But I don't want to say or speak for her or, allocate where the money from that's going. I know that the money is still in GoFundMe. And once everything is there's just a lot of circumstances right now that I really can't talk about. All I can really say is that she's grateful. She'll be making a statement soon. Where she is right now, it's kind of hard for her to speak. And I know people want more answers, but I really don't want to screw Chrissy over, because then that would undo everything we just did for like the last month. But she is so happy and blessed that everybody cares about her. And, I spoke to Vanessa today. I spoke to Ari. And everyone's still working with her. And there's a lot of steps in this process. It's very convoluted and complicated. And, she'll be saying something soon. And I really don't want to speak for her. I just want everybody to know that she's appreciative and that the money is going to be well spent on her gaining her life back, which was the whole gist of the GoFundMe. And I think that's pretty much all I should say about it. So there's that. So yeah. And really, I never expected people to be so generous, especially during COVID. And everybody really has supported her, and I'm really grateful for everybody for doing that. All right, so moving on. I really wish I could tell you more, and I feel like I'm not saying that much, but at the end of the day, I don't want to screw over Chrissy, and I don't want to jeopardize anything that's going on in her behalf. So yeah. So next topic of conversation is some gossip about the show. I know the TV show's Ace wrote an article about how Danielle is kind of like cryptically. Oh, Heather McDonald, Heather's great. She's super cool. I actually spoke to Heather about it. Heather was super, Heather also shared the GoFundMe, which was very nice of her. We're all on the same team here, and me, Heather, Chrissy, Vanessa, Taylor, Ari, Ken, Susie, Jada, and there's more. Only want the best. Well, obviously Chrissy wants it, but we only want the best for Chrissy. And there's so many people involved and helping her out, and it makes me feel good because there's still some sense of humanity left in the world. And I spoke to Heather. She's really cool, and I really appreciate her giving me a shout out. That was really nice of her. All right, so back to Danielle. So TV Shows Ace wrote an article about Danielle, I guess in one of Danielle's posts, or maybe she commented elsewhere, that she was kind of cryptically defending the Snowdens. Let me pull it up real quick. That way I don't misquote anybody. Sorry, and I'm not really all that prepared tonight. It's been a long day, so just bear with me. Seeking Sister Wife, where'd it go? I literally just read it. Hold on. Sorry. There we go. There it is. Okay. So, TV Shows Ace writes, Danielle cryptically defends the Snowdens. That's on May 31st. Danielle, oh my God, I have a visitor survey now from Apple. What the hell is this? When you click on the wrong thing and you get a million pop-ups on your phone? Super annoying. Okay. So people feel bad for Danielle. I was one of them. I still do feel bad for her. But she's kind of defending the Snowden, saying that there's a side to every story. People, and there is, that's true. Can't falter for that. The whole reason we started doing this Sister Wives, or me, was that there are a lot of sides, and I tried to show, I think we did 7 or 8 parts, and I have another one coming up. I just didn't want to show one person's angle. Danielle Merrifield, yeah. I wanted to show several people's angles about what was going on. I never expected all these people to come forward, very brave people, because allegedly these people are scary. But, that's how it played out, and a lot of different voices come out. We went from, the very first part when I played the kidnapping video, and then, we had Ari on, and then we went to Ken, then we had Jada. So I was just trying to show that it's just not one scorned, former sister wife that is just mad at them. I was trying to show this is coming from people that he lived with, like, Ken and Susie. Ari's take. Jada, who was a very long-term friend of his. It's just not people who are like slighted. It's people he's known for years, people that he's lived with, and that was kind of my goal in trying to make it well-rounded, that you could see it from like all angles. And there's more to come. But Danielle Merrifield is saying that, there's more sides, and then she got backlash for it. Well, I really don't feel bad for that. Sorry, not sorry. I don't feel bad for you, Danielle. I mean, I feel bad for you, Danielle, on the show. But I don't feel bad for Danielle defending them. Now, I've spoken to other cast members who are on the show, and they don't feel right about them. Some of them don't even want to film with him. I believe on the last live we heard that Ashley is allegedly not even living with him anymore, that Ashley left. So there's a lot going on right now with them. I don't think that Danielle probably watched all of the YouTubes. And it's referenced here in this article. So here's what Danielle wrote. She goes, try to remember you are only seeing or hearing a tiny portion of our lives. So she said LIFE apostrophe S instead of lives, but whatever, Danielle. Each person has their different sides of the story. I encourage you to evaluate the whole situation from different viewpoints. Things are not always as they seem. I wish you blessings, my dear. And that was my point. I was trying to show this from many different viewpoints. That's why I did that. That's why there's been 7 parts. That's why I just didn't want to make it seem like it was from one person who, I think I've done a good job of showing that it's just, people from all walks of life, and not just some alleged scorned sister wife who has a vendetta against them, but whatever. So she got backlash for it, which was kind of deserved. But I can't really blame Danielle because she's all screwed up in the head. Well, in my thinking, from what Garrick's putting her through. So good luck to Danielle. She's going through a lot. I'm not going to fault her for it. She probably only knows what she's seeing in posts and not really seeing the whole story. So, Danielle, I really feel for, and she's going through a lot. So it is what it is. Another thing I wanted to talk about gossip-wise was that the Aldridges, if you remember the Aldridges, it's like the Joneses, like Aldridges. The Aldridges that were on season 1 and 2 of the show, they happened to they got rid of their third wife. So she's gone. That's it. She left in November. So now they're down to 2. And that's their story. I don't know why they didn't come back on this season. They were always interesting. I would rather have watched them over like The Kingdom. Dimitri Snowden recently said that he's a polygamist to empower women. That's from the Hollywood Gossip. That's fun, ain't it? He's doing women a favor, guys. He's empowering women by being a polygamist. I mean, he's such a good guy, and I applaud him for that. All right, so back to so people want to know about the Aldridges. So the Aldridge family, Screen Rant writes, the Aldridge family reveals their marriage fallout. So they've decided to end their marriage with third wife Donna. If you guys remember, like when Donna came on, she already had a kid. It was already like scandalous in their household. They didn't want to appear on season 3. So in a Facebook post, one of the wives updated fans and gave some insight as to why they chose not to return to season 3. The reasoning she gave was that they did not like the direction the show is going in. And I mean, it's on CLC. So, is CLC the learning channel anymore? Like, do we really care about facts? Or is it just become like a big, giant reality TV soap opera? I mean, TLC has really lost its luster with coming up with authentic shows in my books, but it is what it is. We're still we're still watching them, and we're still talking about it. So, according to her, many fans are not happy with the new direction of the show either, claiming it's now more focused on sex than before, which is true. They gave an update about Donna and her daughter Evelyn, the newest additions to their family. In July 2020, Jeff married Donna, added a new wife into the family. Donna had a daughter. There were some issues with custody, and that's another thing. Like, they were trying to get custody of her daughter. They went through like an extensive like legal battle, and then like they ran the Aldridges. They ran out of money, and they actually had to start a GoFundMe for legal fees that they couldn't cover. I'm laughing at the Aldridges. They couldn't talk about it. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And then in another Facebook post, they announced it. They decided to end their marriage with Donna. They went to say that they have been physically separated from Donna since November of last year, and decided to officially end the marriage with a divorce in April. It is clear that this was a hard decision for the family. They admittedly did not have the words to start or end the statement, but thought it was time for fans were made aware what was going on in their family. Like, okay, I mean, fans, like, I don't know how many fans they have, but whatever, it's cool. Fans flooded the comments. And then they were expressing love for the family and sadness over the news. Almost everybody let the family know that they don't have to give the fans explanation. So it's done. They're gone. Blah. People are asking about Bernie McGee. What do you guys want to know? Is Paige here? My good friend Paige. What do you guys want to know about Paige and Bernie? I keep seeing Paige Bernie in the comments. Shout out to Paige, my new friend, who we were not friends. Cheers, Paige. Me and Paige didn't really care for each other. I was commenting on the show. I've been talking about the show when it first started. And when Bernie passed, I don't want to get into it, but Paige felt a certain way about me. I felt a certain way about Paige, and we didn't really like each other up until like a couple of weeks ago when I first started going live with Ari. And to Paige's benefit, she was super supportive and wanted to help. And me and Paige buried the hatchet. So, I'm all about starting over with people and, moving on. So I'm happy that Paige and I are in a better place. And I really appreciate her supporting Ari and supporting Chrissy and, help, so cheers to Paige. But we didn't have a very good rapport for the last couple of years. So I'd rather have a friend than an enemy, right? So, and if Paige is trying to help people who need help, then she's good in my book. Okay. That's about all the gossip part I wanted to explain. I mean, I'm used to doing this like I'm used to having somebody on with me. Used to having like a panelist or Cody next to me. So it's very rare when I do a whole show by myself. So Just bear with me. I like the back and forth with people. I like to talk to people. And so this is a little different for me. So let me just get through it. Okay, so let's get through the episode that we just watched. Okay. They first showed us Snowdens, and like I don't even feel like it's worth discussing because we obviously know what happens with Chrissy. It's kind of like dead in the water. There's no point in discussing, oh, I wonder if they're going to get married, and I wonder what's going to happen. Like, we know. So there's no point in talking about them. I will say that, to the Snowdens' benefit, I don't know if it was cute or not, like him driving her around the block and then bringing her back to the backyard where, it was tropical. I thought that was cute to the Snowdens' benefit. I mean, of course, like it had to be at the house. I don't know. Whatever. I thought it was cute. I'll just say that about it. It was cheap. It was very cheap. 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 I give you that. Cheap as fuck. It was. Like, he could have taken her out to, like, a nice dinner. He could have taken her out to Applebee's. Got a 2 for $20. Got their 3 courses. And then brought her back to the house where they had, like, that cheesy luau. But that goes to show well, there you go, Cassidy. That goes to show you that they don't, kind of what the other people are saying about him on my other lives is true, is that they ain't got no money, allegedly. But that's what everyone said, that he ain't got no money. So that would make sense that why they did that. And it's not, 2 for $20. You go to Applebee's, you can get 2 waters, you get like, you get like a little salad and you get some mozzarella sticks, right? You can get like, a little piece of chicken or like a 6-ounce steak. And then you get like a little piece of like, chocolate cake. $20, even if you don't want to get drinks, maybe splurge, get a Sprite. I don't know. $25 at the most that you could have spent at a restaurant. So, but he drove around the block and then took her back to the house, and she's like, "Oh, I'm back in the house." I thought okay, let me rephrase what I said. The luau thing was cute. I think that he could have taken her to a restaurant first and then have done that. But whatever, it is what it is. Maybe Applebee's weren't open at that time. Maybe could have taken her to Wendy's. I'd be happy with like, a Dave's Classic and a Frosty. But it is what it is. No dinner, no Frosties, no Applebee's. It was just, will you marry me? The 4 for $4. Yes, you're my people. You guys know the bargains. There it is. That's what it is. So he took her back, will you marry me? It took her like, 30 seconds to, she was probably like, oh my God, you couldn't even take me to Wendy's. Like, really? But okay, I'll just say yes. And we all know how that worked out. Then the Kingdom, I honestly can't even watch their scenes anymore. He wants 4 wives. Vanessa's like, I don't know about that. I think that their scenes are so just not authentic, over the top, just not fun. And I really have no interest in talking about them because they do nothing for me. Yes, if Cody, look, you want to see, look, Cody is knocked out. Look, there's Cody right there. He's got the pillow over his head. He is out. So, I mean, I really don't want to talk about them. They were on for like 3 minutes this episode. He just, I think he's waiting for like, I think he's like Ezekiel from The Walking Dead, to be honest with you. I keep waiting for him to get a tiger. I think that like he's just gonna, it's just, I don't know. He just irks me. I feel like, Vanessa's like into it. And I really got nothing else to say about them. To my friends. Okay. So then we have, Sidian and my friend Tasha, Miss Flower Power. So Sidian and Flower Power, Alexandra is still with them. You know, and I think Alexandra has made it clear that she's really not into it, but she's there. She's there with them for a weekend or forever how long she's on. And she's just writing it out. She's like, yeah, you know, if it were me and I were her, if I was Alexandra, I would probably do the same thing. Like, just like, you know, write out, see what's up. It's weird. Like, you know, and I will say that Sidian and Flower Power have been super nice and supportive towards Ari. So I'm really not trying to make a dig at them because they are nice and they have helped. But does Flower Power not remind you from Deb from Napoleon Dynamite? And then she did like like one of those face morphing things where you show Deb and Flower Power like with the side pony. And I'm like, oh my God, that's totally her. And like they live in like Idaho. So like that's where like they're from. But so they're all sitting there in the backyard, they're talking. Alexandra, because I have to say it the proper way. It's like Libby pronouncing Andre. You know, you have to hit that hard like K. Alexandra asked Flower Power, you know, what she has in it. And I have to say, come on. I have to say that I think Flower Power is super progressive. Like, she's young. She looks like, you know, she could be like, I don't know how old she exactly is. Thank you, Natalie. I don't know how old she is, but like for someone that young, trying to live this lifestyle, I think she's like very open-minded. And here's why, because she was like, you know, Alexandra asked Flower Power what she has, you know, what's her take on everything. And, you know, she was like, you know, I'm just here for it. I thought she was very genuine, and I believed her in her answer. You know, she asked about the kids, and Sidian said that he had like 3 kids, and, you know, and she asked her why Flower Power didn't have any kids. She goes, well, you know, I signed up for this lifestyle, and I wanted to wait for a sister wife to plan a birthing plan. That way, whatever sister wife that came into the house didn't walk into like a family in progress, like, you know. And I thought that was very cool of her. I will give her a lot of credit for that, because for a young girl who's living this like not super cool lifestyle, or not that it's not super cool, but it's, I don't know if saying weird makes it any better, but for someone who is living an unconventional lifestyle, we'll say, she was very cool. She wanted to like talk to her. She had no problem explaining her beliefs. And I don't believe many people on this show, but I do believe Tasha when she said that, you know, and I thought that was very cool of her and very fair of her to be like, you know, I want to get pregnant. And obviously she's young. She could probably have like 30 babies. But she wanted to wait till they found a sister wife. That way her and the new sister wife can talk about it together and plan things. And she didn't want the new sister wife to feel left out. And I thought that was really fucking cool. I have to say, I thought that was genuine. I believed every word she said. And I think that she's very authentic and too good for the show. So cheers to Flower Power, Tasha. You got it. I'm on your side. I thought she was really, really cool about it, and she's considerate. And like I said, like, you know, I've been watching TLC and reality TV and all this drama for many, many years, and it's not often when I say I think somebody was legit and genuine and truthful on TV, because you know how TV works, and you know how edited it is, and you know what's going on. And I will say, I thought that I believed every word that came out of her mouth. And she really does want to live this lifestyle, and she really believes in it. Whether it's because, and it's not religious beliefs like the Winders, the Winders. She's doing it because this is the lifestyle that she wants, and she's really embracing the thought of being a sister wife, and not for a religious reason. She's the only woman on this show that is not doing it because not being a sister wife out of religion, that I believe that she's doing this for like the right reasons. Cheers. Because I really don't believe anybody else. So do you let me see, what's this? Do you think she really wanted City? I actually do. Like, if it were me, like, okay, no, I can't even say that because I would never allow that shit. But like, she seems like really just super cool, and I do. Like, I do. Like, she wants him to be happy. It's not. I think that she wants a sister wife, and she wants like a sister, and she wants a friend, and it's not because she's trying to make Stidian happy like Danielle's trying to make Garrick happy by, just being miserable, but that's what Garrick wants. I honestly believe that Flower Power wants this, and she wants a buddy, and I believe her. So we'll see. And I think we all know that Alexandra isn't going to work out. But whatever. I really would like somebody to work out for them, though. And I think because of COVID or whatever, I guess they really can't be all that choosy. But like, I don't think anybody should also want to settle at the same time. If you're going to have a sister wife and someone that you're going to impregnate and have many kids with and this, that, and the other, just because it's COVID and, you can't go to bars, you can't meet people, whatever, that doesn't mean because you're on a TV show that you should settle. Kind of like what, who's settling or who's going down that route? The Kingdom. They're just like, like that, what was the girl, the blonde girl who's bisexual? She was in the garage. She's like, oh, yeah, let's try this out. And then we had the other girl in the car the week after. And he's like, oh, yeah, let's try this out. Like, that does not, when you're on the show, I feel like you should already have like a relationship in place. And then like maybe after you've talked to them for 6 months or whatever amount of time, then you kind of introduce them as opposed to be like, oh, okay, well, and Kayla didn't work out, but she was there. Then they tried Emily, the bisexual blonde, and now they're on this one. It's like you shouldn't have like a revolving door of people, because that makes me at least believe you less, that you're really authentic and that you want this to be your life. And like, and you don't know what these people are saying to them behind the scenes. You don't know if the Kingdom, if the king is saying to his girls, behind the scenes, hey, why don't you FaceTime with me? I'll get you on the show. You don't know that. I mean, Ken told us on his live that Dimitri, well, this is a very good point. I'm like my own like co-panelist right now. Sorry. Ken said that when Dimitri was at his house, that Dimitri could get him on Seeking Sister Wife if they just pretended, if Ken pretended that he was looking for another wife with Susie. So that's where I also have problems believing the show, especially when they're having like a revolving door of people coming in and out. I'll leave it at that for that story. All right, so the Winders. The Winders, I like. I think Danielle's name on Instagram is Wifey Merrifield or something like that. The Winders I do like. I've said this that I find Colton's voice oddly soothing. I like to listen to him talk. I don't know what it is about it. And the Winders are doing this because they're religious, and that's their their life and their religion. And I think that they take this seriously, and it's not a joke to them. I mean, they are on a TV show, but they take it seriously, And with Kimberly, I really believe them, because he could have been like, oh, Kimberly, he could have taken Kimberly into the room and did whatever he needed to do, but he was very respectful. They ate the hot dogs, my favorite food. But Colton never really, he was like, I don't know, it's too early. I can't make up my mind. I like Kimberly. I think Kimberly, we said this on the last live, that Kimberly would be a good fit, I think, for that family. Because I think, like, Kimberly, I don't know if she's as dedicated as Flower Power, but I think that Kimberly would be a good fit because she wants to be part of something. But on, Monday's episode, Colton was very honest, and he was like, I don't know. It's too early to tell. I don't know if I like her or I don't like her. We just met her. We spent the weekend with her, and we'll go from there. Colton was the one that said before she even came that he thought it was a bad idea that they get a third wife, because, they just had the baby, and it was the wives that kind of pushed it on Colton. I like Colton. I really do. I kind of want to hang out with him. I want to eat a hot dog with him. Maybe we could go to his barn, and we could feed the chickens. I don't know. I like him. I like the wives. And I think they're real and authentic, and they're on this show for the right reasons. I really do. I got really nothing bad to say about them. I don't. Because you get the religion aspect, and you could tell they're religious. And you look at the Winders versus the Snowdens, or you look at the Winders versus the Kingdom, and I'm like, yeah, that it's two different sets of priorities, and I like them. I enjoy watching them. And I hope that they're on next season, because usually it's the man, right? When we're watching the show, usually it's the man who is like, I need the wives, and I need to find this wife. I need to find that wife. I need to, have as many wives as possible, and, expand. And Colton is literally the only one who says no. He's like, guys, no, we're good right now. He's not wanting the extra wives, whatever. So that's why I respect that family, and I like that family because of that reason. Because he's like, no, stop. And he's humble and soft-spoken and reserved. And I don't know, I just love him. I really do. I like him. I like the whole scene, and I really hope they're on next season, because I think that episode 12 is the last episode. And from what I'm hearing, there's no tell-all, which is annoying, because I think there should be one. But from what I'm hearing, that they haven't filmed a tell-all. So, you know how TLC works, especially with 90 Day. They filmed a tell-all 1 or 2 episodes in. Oh, speaking of T, the 90 Day Tell-All is being filmed next weekend. But I already kind of said that. But, TLC usually films the Tell-All, very early into the season. So, well, that's a good point, Elizabeth. Wait, where is it? Where'd she go? There she is. That might be a very good point, because they probably don't want them on there. I don't know. So, I mean, there could be one, but I spoke to somebody from production last week, and last week I was told that nobody had filmed a tell-all. There was no tell-all filmed. So I think next week, next Monday or Monday coming up is the final episode. I think there's only 12 episodes this season. So I think that's it. Now, they might do something on the app, on Discovery Plus. I don't know. But that's what I'm hearing. And that source is pretty concrete. So just saying. Moving on. All right. I think I hit all the bases. So let's get to the bread and butter of this live. Danielle and Garrick. Oh my God. I have so many things to say. I wish I had like a co-panelist here, because what a nightmare. The Garrick. I hate his name. I hate him. I hate his name. I hate everything about him. So it's Garrick's and Danielle's 13th wedding anniversary, and they go to dinner, and it's not even Applebee's. You know, Garrick takes her to like a restaurant. It's not even a 2 for $20. And what do they talk about the whole time? But Garrick talks about Bert. Bert. I can't wait to see Bert. I can't wait to impregnate Bert. Like, I don't know what's going on with Bert. I can't wait to go to Mexico with Bert. I can't wait to, you know, and you would think after the Mexican trip, right, that Danielle's emotions were totally like, you know, screw it, whatever. Who's Danielle? I don't know who Danielle is. Oh, my wife, the mother of my children? I don't know who she is. You would think that he would be a little bit more attentive to her, especially on their wedding anniversary. I know being married 13 years isn't a big thing, right? Well, it's like, you know, it's like not like your 25th or your 50th, or it's, you know, it's a weird number, but it's still your wedding anniversary, and you still had like a weird year because God came to you. He showed you the light. He told you that you needed to marry others. And God, you know, God gave Garrick all this wisdom, and I can't even say this with a straight face. It's so bad. So the whole anniversary dinner, Garrick is just talking about Bert, and then there's Danielle, like, you know, with her puss face, and like, you know what I call a puss face? Okay, like whenever like I was a kid, and I was like, I didn't get my way, or I was upset, or something like that. My grandmother would always tell me, "Wipe that puss off your face. You got a puss face." And then there's Danielle. I think that it's called like resting bitch face now, but it's not resting bitch face because she has a right to be upset and be a bitch about it, because her husband is a dog and lied about God giving him, you know, the calling to be a polygamist male, and that he. But like, you know, I feel bad for Danielle, but like at the same time, she's a grown woman. And I don't know what to think anymore. Like, you know, I know it's new to her, but she allowed it. Garrick talked her into it. Garrick lied to her during Mexico. You know, poor Danielle went into the bathroom on their first night to go brush her teeth, and Garrick slipped it in, you know, during her toothbrushing when they said they weren't going to have sex. I mean, if Danielle seems smart to me, and if you add all this up, and now she's already divorced, if you know, you would think that she'd be like, maybe I'm getting railroaded here. And that's the problem right there, Ireland. Where is she? She loves him so much. And like, you know, she has that blind love for him. And, you know, I do feel bad for her. Wait, what was it? John, please wait. John, please keep your feel bad for someone or something else. No, she's not. No, I agree. Like, you know, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, she's a grown woman who has, like, you know, her boys are not even like 10 and 8 or whatever. And her stupid ass let him they got divorced, and now she has no protection. So maybe that's why she's holding on to this so badly at this point, because I doubt there was any legal paperwork drawn up before they got divorced. Maybe there was. I don't know. We didn't see it on TV, and it seemed like this was so rushed to begin with. But, like, do you think that there was, like, some legal documents drafted stating that if, you know, if anything goes south, like, you get the house or, you know, some type of money or 401k or like, part of my pension or you know, whatever. And I have a feeling that didn't even happen. So, and she like, I don't know. I feel bad for her, but like my feeling bad for her-ness is like not as bad as it was when the show first started. And it's got nothing to do with her defending the Snowdens, which I talked about in the beginning of this live. But I don't know. And like, what's even creepier, okay, so they had the anniversary dinner where Garrick, I hate him, where Garrick, you know, just talked about Bert the whole time on their anniversary dinner, whatever. And then towards the end of the episode, they're all going to Cabo to, I'm going to drop the link. I need somebody. Can somebody join me so we can talk about this? I don't know. Because this might have been like the most fucked up part of reality TV I've ever seen. This is so bad. They go to Mexico, to Cabo. They rent a villa, a giant palatial villa. So Garrick can impregnate Bert in front of like their whole family. What is wrong with everything? Like what? Like are these like what are these people on? How did Danielle's parents go to this? How did Danielle's parents say, okay, here. Hi, Dorit.
Hi, John.
So,
How
did
sick
you watch
is
this
that?
whole part with Garrick and Danielle in
Yes.
Cabo?
Yes.
Please
How
tell
sick
me
is that?
your thoughts on this, because I need someone to talk to on this.
It's beyond sick. I was shocked. What are her parents doing there? Is there no shame? I mean, really?
And remember how against you know, they were about, you know, Garrick and her divorcing, you know, how, you know, she's not going to be protected, this, that, and the other. And now they're all going to Cabo on this weird birthing ritual, like where they're all staying in this villa in under one roof. Danielle, her parents, Garrick, their kids, their sons.
Right. And then they show in the
Is this the most
trailer.
fucked up thing you've ever seen on TV?
It is. And did you see that they were showing Danielle with her mother and she was crying? They were sitting outside of the villa and they were showing Garrick and Bert making love for the next episode.
I want to rip
what
my
is
hair
that?
out. Like I don't even know what like you know. And I felt bad for Danielle when, you know, they were first in Mexico at the resort and she was crying because it's clear that like Garrick talked her into it. I think.
Right.
Do you think that?
No, absolutely.
And then she was there, you know, and then she was in the next room. So like, okay, so like here's the wall, and all you heard was, you know, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
like every night for like a week, right? So that's what she had to deal with. Okay, she said the walls were thin.
Well, I thought about that and I said, why did they get back-to-back rooms? Why didn't they get a room across from each other? I think that was also a setup by
Wait,
TLC.
hey Sarah,
Hello.
we're all talking about.
They didn't have to be back to back. They could have been across from each other, the hallway, or they could have been on different floors. That's another TLC move,
I
I
mean,
believe.
like that would first of all, I'm not the type of person. If Cody said to me, like, I need, more husbands, I'd be like, there's the fucking door. But like, I think that's what most people would say. But she, somehow she really loves him.
She does, but he's going to leave her. There's just something creepy about him. And I don't think that he's being honest. And he's just too into Bert. And all he talks about is Bert. And I really think he's going to take off on her.
Could you imagine hearing your husband and Bert having sex every, and they weren't just just like shh. No, I'm sure they were hanging from like the ceiling fans and like doing everything. What do you think, Sarah?
The kids are there too, right?
Well, yeah. So
that is so cringy.
Right now in Mexico, Mexico Part 2, it's Garrick, Danielle's parents. Are Garrick's parents there?
No, he doesn't have parents. It's he considers Danielle's parents his.
Oh yeah, because his family won't talk to him. None of them.
Everyone disowned him.
Well, I think they're right. So okay, so it's Garrick, Danielle's parents, the two boys, and Bert. Is that
rumor has it that TLC was paying for this whole trip and the villa, so the whole family came.
Is it just? I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you guys hearing static?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I might have to leave because I'm hearing a lot of static. It's hard to hear.
Okay, I'll bump you out and then just re-hop on.
Thank you.
Okay.
So did you hear that, John?
I did not, but it also does not surprise me.
Yeah, they're paying for everything.
Because when allegedly. Remember when on Sister Wives with Cody Brown, when they all went to Hawaii like 4 or 5 years ago? You remember? You watched that? Do you remember that?
Cody went to Hawaii. No, I don't remember that.
He took the whole clan, like the whole family, like all of them to Hawaii. Allegedly, TLC paid for all of that too, and that was like a lot of plane tickets, like and a lot.
Right.
So I absolutely do believe that TLC paid for this.
I can't see the parents going and paying for the trip, or that Garrick would have all this money to take the whole family and rent the villa and buy Bert a ticket. So I do believe they did pay for it. And but what are the Danielle's parents thinking? Why would they want to subject themselves to this? And why were they so
cool about it? Like they're like, oh yeah, like let's go down, let's watch our son-in-law impregnate some Brazilian that we've never met, who just divorced our daughter, but God came to him, and so let's rejoice around it. I've seen a lot of shit on reality TV, and I just can't wrap my head around this. I can't
even with the children. I mean, where's Daddy? Oh, he's busy impregnating Bert. Okay, well, we'll be quiet, or we'll go do something. We'll go off.
Like, imagine it's like, maybe it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And Danielle is making like tuna fish sandwiches for like the family, like a little snack for lunch. And then, where's Daddy, everybody? And then you hear like
right. And Danielle's always crying. So why is Mommy always crying? Why is Mommy always crying? Because Daddy's always with Bert.
because Daddy's a piece of shit. Like
Exactly.
I cannot.
And John, did you see how short he is? He's very
No,
short.
yeah, and he thinks he's like God's gift, and like
yeah.
I want to know like how long, like are they like high school sweethearts? Like is Garrick the only one that Danielle's ever been with? Like why is she?
They are high school sweethearts.
Well, there it is. That explains it all then. So she's only ever been with him. She's in love with him, and he's tired of her, and he got the calling. Praise Jesus. And now he has to impregnate other people and marry them and this, that, and the other.
But do you think Danielle is really going to stay for the long run? I don't think she's going to be able to handle.
I think that she's so. If that's her high school sweetheart and they've been together for all these years, I think that she will probably stay with him no matter what he does.
Even with a baby, I don't know that she's going to be able
to
handle it. I really don't. And her mother's a little weird, you know, like all excited to meet Bert, but not sure she can handle kissing her. Hello. Like, excuse me?
Well, that's your son-in-law, and you have some stranger kissing him, and like then you're in like I would like to see like the floor plan of this villa. I kind of keep thinking of like Bolo, if you guys watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, when they had the floor plan of everybody in their rooms. I want to know what room Garrick is in. I want to know where Bert is. I want to see the layout. I want to see a room by room where everybody's sleeping. That's what I want to see.
He took the best room with the jacuzzi right outside. And when they were looking at the rooms and he saw how romantic that room was with the jacuzzi outside, he goes, "Oh, this room will be for Bert and I." And Danielle said, "Really?" And he said, "Yes." If I were Danielle, I said, "No, this is going to be my room. You can find yourself another room."
He took her out for anniversary and didn't even say, "I love you, baby. Thank you for 13 years. Thank you for mothering my children. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for like accepting the fact that I got this calling." Did you hear any of that?
No.
All I heard was, "I love Bert. I miss Bert. I want to put one in Bert. I want to marry Bert." On your wedding anniversary dinner.
He's going to take off on her. And what I don't understand why he wants to have a baby now instead of getting married. You know, it's another.
Well, he's married. He's going to marry Bert to get her on the K1.
Yeah, but he wants to get her pregnant first. That doesn't make sense.
He wants the insurance policy. It's a weird insurance policy in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you have women who you get pregnant for the wrong, I won't say this the wrong way. You know, when you get pregnant for the wrong reasons,
right?
You know, when marriages are breaking up, right? And you get pregnant to keep the family going. So you get pregnant thinking a baby will, you know, keep it going.
Also, he just wants to make sure he doesn't lose Bert. So he wants to impregnate her to make sure that he's got his hooks in her.
Yeah, that's his insurance policy. And like, he's like infatuated with her.
Unbelievable. I really wonder what her deal is.
I don't know. And like, wasn't it?
Because we really didn't get to hear her side or what her plans are or how she feels about, you know, being a sister wife and how she came about this.
But
and what does she do in Brazil? I'd like to know.
But wasn't it last week where like she was in the mountains because she was sick, living, you know, staying with her aunt because she had COVID, and nobody had heard from her in months or weeks or whatever.
Right, because she wasn't in a good area. But she doesn't strike me as that way. I was very surprised when they said that. Right, she doesn't come off as she's poor.
No, she doesn't. And you know, from like what I've seen from Bert, like, you know, when she was, you know, when we saw that episode or whatever, I actually thought she was nice, and she was very, you know, I want to say she was forthcoming with Danielle, because she did say like that they, slept together, and she felt that was weighing on her because she had to release that, which I'm like, okay, at least she's like honest and she had to say that. But at the same time, you're all watching like whatever movie you're watching in the hotel bedroom, and when I don't know. He had to put it.
I know what. Listen, it was pretty gross because I knew how Danielle felt. You don't tell me that you just made love in the bed and then you invite me in the bed to sleep with you. A bed you just
No, but she
in.
was in the bed. They were watching a movie or TV.
Right, but
you went in there to go brush your
and they didn't tell her about it till after the fact. That's gross.
So it must have been like real quick, like a
that
minute.
Was a quickie. That was a quickie, but that wasn't right.
And
she shouldn't have
Danielle
done that.
has to get back into the same bed, right? That Garrick and Bert just
made love in,
fornicated on without her knowing on the first night. And Danielle's like, oh well, all right, thanks for being honest. I would have strangled both of them. Like that would have been it. There would have been.
I would have flipped the table.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would have gone full blown Teresa.
That's it. We're New Yorkers. We would have flipped tables. Something would have been flying. Absolutely. And how long did Danielle take to put pajamas on, for God's sakes?
Well, she was trying too much. I'm surprised.
That was a real quickie. It took a half hour to get ready to go back in the room.
It's complete lunacy. And Garrick obviously gets away with murder. And I
don't know what Bert sees in Garrick. I really don't. I think she really wants to come to the States. I think we're going to see a whole different side of Bert.
Someone just asked if I know if Danielle's still with him. Danielle did post, her last post on IG is with her, with a wine glass saying it's like date night with my man. I did see stuff saying that, she was not with him, but I haven't seen anything, concrete. I hope to God that Danielle is not with him.
She's with him. Her family doesn't seem to be dissuading her. They're going along with her. So she's not getting any resistance for this lifestyle change. If she was, maybe she'd leave him. Well, the only one that's Danielle's a little bit is her sister-in-law that's questioning, is she doing the right thing? The mother and father seem to be happy with it, going along with her. Maybe if they, questioned her and said, this isn't the right thing for you, maybe she'd have more strength in leaving him. But she's very insecure.
Ireland Reese said she's with them. Okay, so we have a hodgepodge of people saying she's with them, she's not with them. I haven't seen anything that would, concrete that says that she's not with him. So people who are saying that I hope that's true. I hope that
she's not going to leave him. She's not going to leave him. She'll probably follow him to Brazil if he was going to go to Bert. If Bert can't come here, she's going to be on his coattail going to Brazil with him. Watch.
It's I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my God, this is going to be awful. I'm going to go straight to hell for saying this. But I wouldn't be surprised when when Garrick and Bert are having sex, if they summon, they ring a bell and Danielle comes in to open up the condom wrapper, ding, 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 ding. Oh wait, I'm sorry, they're not using condoms because he wants to impregnate her. So never mind. Forget the whole.
She's gonna get 1 day and Bert's gonna get 6 days.
I just see something very Garrick, Garrick and Bert are doing it dirty, and they summon Danielle, more oysters, and Danielle comes in, yes, here you go, honey. Yeah, here you are. That, type of thing, or, I feel I don't know. I just.
This whole thing is crazy. When did he find God? When did he start practicing this religion? Or he just woke up one day and found God and said he needed a sister wife.
God came to him.
God came to him one day.
Thank God. I wish God would give me some answers. I could really use them. But God came to him and said, Garrick, you need to have like multiple wives and, make this your lifestyle. And don't forget that Cody Brown, when he married Mary, was also, he wasn't a polygamist. He was, it was monogamy. And then, Cody Brown got that same calling, and God came to Cody Brown and said, Cody, you need to live a multiple life. And,
he's sorry now. He's sorry now. He wants out. They all want out.
I mean, honestly, if Danielle wants to look at her life in 20 years, she should DM Mary Brown.
Absolutely.
She should DM Mary Brown and watch that show. And if you want to see your life, girl, you're the Mary. And if you want to be like Mary, then good luck with that.
You know what? Some of them did come from polygamous backgrounds.
Right, but
sister wives.
Cody and Mary married each other like as monogamous, and there was no, that was it. But then
Mary wanted sister wives.
No, it was Cody. Cody was the one that wanted them.
Oh, was Cody the one that? But I think Mary came from that background.
Yeah, Mary did, and also Christine, but Janelle didn't. But when they got married, it was monogamy, and then Cody got the calling. And I'm telling Danielle, if you want to see how your life's going to be in 20 years, you just need to contact Mary Brown, because before. So in 20 years or 10 years, we're going to see Danielle, being catfished by some like lesbian in Oklahoma trying to escape.
Right.
That's what happens.
From jail. Love after I don't know what.
I'm just saying.
It's going to be another show. You just gave TLC another idea.
Yeah, I don't want to harp too much on the Browns, but okay, Cody came from that family. Mary had, I think Janelle and Robin were the only two people who didn't have like any type of polygamous background. I don't even know how Janelle got mixed up in that. Janelle came from whatever. But
now Robin, here's a very interesting situation. He's in love with Robin.
Oh, he loves Robin.
Robin, and I think
Robin
should take off with Robin and leave the other three behind. And the other three, I think, are willing, except for Janelle. I think Janelle still loves him. The other two would be more than happy to leave.
I misspoke. Robin did come from a polygamous background. I was thinking about Robin's first marriage, where her and her husband were monogamous. So correct that.
Right.
Yeah. Janelle was the only person who didn't come from a polygamous lifestyle. But, back to what I'm saying, when Cody and Mary married, they were a monogamous couple, and they had no plans of being a polygamous. And that was my point. Just like Garrick and Danielle.
So Cody just had big dreams and didn't know how to handle his financials and got himself into this unbelievable situation that's going to blow up in his face, that ruined his relationships with his wives. And money's the root of all evil, and it ruins relationships, and that's what's happening with sister wives.
I mean, you know what show I miss? Talking about sister wives, My Five Wives. You remember that show was on TLC for like 2 seasons and it got canceled?
No.
Does anybody remember that show? Is it My Five Wives, or it was the guy and he had 5 wives? I mean, it's very descriptive. But that show I miss. I actually kind of like that show. I wish that was still on. That didn't make the cut for some reason. I don't know why, but it was a good show. It was on for like almost 10 years ago now. It was, I don't know, like maybe like 2014. I don't remember the exact date, but kind of missed that show. That was a good show. I actually liked that family a whole lot better than the Browns, to be honest with you. The Brady's, yes, the Brady's. That's their name.
Oh, I don't remember them.
It was a good show. If you have, I'm sure it's like on the app somewhere. You can watch it. But it was wild. So I think we've covered everything. Dorit, are you on Instagram?
Yes.
Do you follow me?
Yes.
Can you send me a message after this is over? Because I like to talk to you.
Sure.
Okay. I think we've covered everything. I really kind of wanted to save the Danielle and Garrett drama till the end. But what a shit show. I mean, you have your if I'm Danielle and you have your mother and father and your two young sons in a villa, while your husband is just he went down there to impregnate her. So like they're like, they're just doing it round the clock, man. He's trying to get as many seeds in there as possible. So, like, I honestly I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. And to make that a family thing, wouldn't you just do that? Like, how is that a family event? Like, oh, everybody come down and let's watch Daddy put his seed in some stranger. Like, I can't.
Everybody knows her ovulation schedule too. I thought that was pretty gross.
I mean,
how more personal can you get? What does Bert know? Oh, Bert didn't know that they were going to be there. I'd love to see her reaction. That's why they didn't show her face.
I mean, what do you say about that's why I think that Danielle would never leave him, because like if she went through all that with the family and the kids and everything, like she really loves him. And people are saying that she's not with him. I hope that's the case. But I don't know.
Well, God bless them all. That's all I can say. They make good TV, that's for sure, because they really bring the I don't like to say the word hate because that's a really harsh word, but they do bring the let's say our animosity out. Because you either like them or you dislike them, and the feelings are very strong either way. And I don't see anybody liking them at all.
I'm liking, I don't know. We'll see what happens next week. I think next week is the last episode. I'm sure they're going to leave us with like cliffhangers. I hope that they don't bring the kingdom back because they're awful.
Oh, it's boring. I mean, he doesn't have a kingdom. What's
a
kingdom of one?
I have a feeling the Snowdens will be back because TLC turns a blind eye to bullshit. And so they'll probably be back because they're the only ones who've been on the show since day one. The Aldridges, we're on. Maybe they'll be back on. I don't know. I would like to see the Winders back. I would like to see my girl Flower Power and Sidian back. Cause
did you see how she cried after Alejandra kind of turned them down? Alejandra turned them down. He was so hurt by it.
I think she's genuine, so I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna give them like another pat. I would like to see like.
I felt bad for her. I mean, she was crying. I mean, deeply, and I said, "Oh, I feel so bad for her. She really wants a sister wife, and I hope they do find someone nice."
I would like the Winders and the Joneses.
They should get together. I thought the same thing. I think that they would make a nice group.
But
you don't have husbands and wives, sister sister husbands. I don't know, what would you call
As
them?
for everybody else, like I would like to keep following Danielle's story without Garrick, but I don't know. We'll see. But we're already. Oh my god, we're at an hour and 15 minutes. I didn't realize that we were this long. This is fun. All right. So let me cut this for tonight. No, I didn't think we were running this long. Guys, thank you in the comments for having fun with us. Thank you for the super chats, guys. My moderators who are always doing a plus job. Thank you, Dorit, for hopping on with me at the end.
You're welcome.
We could talk about this shit show, which is Garrick and Danielle. I'll be back. If Dorit wants to join me next week, we can talk about like the season finale.
Okay. Love to.
And yeah, Dorit, send me a message on IG. Guys, thank you so much. There's a lot of you people here. I appreciate you. I'm not used to going live by myself. So thanks for sticking with me. And everybody have a great night. So
good night.
Good night, everybody.